And breaking news coming in, the Supreme Court appointed committee of administrators will review India's World Cup performance with skipper Virat Kohli and chief coach Ravi Shastri, as well as will draw a roadmap for the next year's World Cup T20. Now, the committee of administrators the members will also have discussions with the chairman of selectors, MSK Prasad. That's the latest that we have for viewers from the World Cup. The committee of administrators will be meeting both Virat Kohli and chief coach Ravi Shastri to take in fact, talk about what exactly went wrong with the World Cup. And of course, we do know about the heartbreaking performance of the Indian team in the semi-finals against New Zealand. And Shobit joins me from the newsroom with more details on this. Shobit, what can we expect from this meeting? We all know about the heartbreaking defeat that India faced in the semi-final clash against New Zealand. How is the committee of administrators going to take the stock of situation?
Christine, it's a very important meeting that the Committee of Administrators is going to have with both the captain and the coach. So Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri, both of them will be in this crucial meeting with the Committee of Administrators. We are still awaiting details as to when this meeting will take place. But we know that Committee of Administrators have three key questions for both the captain and the coach. The first being on Ambati Rayudu, that why was Rayudu persisted till the last series before the World Cup and for the 4 years leading up to the World Cup but not selected, because the number 4 conundrum that we had all been talking about ever since before the World Cup, that came back to haunt India in the World Cup semi-final. There was a lack of genuine batsmen in the middle order, which saw India crumble. The second question that the Committee of Administrators will post to both the captain and the coach will be on MS Dhoni's batting order. India's most experienced batsman in the World Cup semi-final, when the team was in trouble at 5 for 3. India's most experienced batsman, someone who has more than 10,500 runs, he was sitting and warming the bench in the dugout, in the pavilion, while youngsters like Dinesh Karthik, someone who's not as experienced, and youngsters like Hardik Pandya were sent in front of Dhoni, and it was due to the building run rate in the end that actually saw India lose its wickets and its way towards the end. The third question that the Committee of Administrators will ask Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri what was the need of 3 wicket keepers in a World Cup squad, and what was the need of having 3 wicket keepers on the field at the same time. Remember, Dinesh Karthik was selected by the Indian team management to take part in this World Cup semi-final. It's heartbreaking to say that he did not play any major role, but he was there in place of a genuine batsman or a genuine bowler in the side, apart from Rishabh Pant, who was drafted in at number 4, MS Dhoni in the squad. So it's a massive World Cup review meeting that's going to take place. Committee of Administrators will have this meeting with both Captain Virat Kohli and coach Ravi Shastri. Ravi Shastri's tenure as India's coach is almost coming to an end anyway. Remember, he was given an extension just before the World Cup. But these are key questions that both the coach Ravi Shastri and Captain Virat Kohli will have to answer. And it's not just the Committee of Administrators. Even former India captain Saurav Ganguly, during that match, had questioned the team's batting order, the same question that the Committee of Administrators will also put towards the captain and coach. Even Saurav Ganguly had questioned why MS Dhoni is warming the bench in the pavilion, and people like Dinesh Karthik, Hardik Pandya and Rishabh Pant were sent in front of him. Even Sachin Tendulkar had questioned the team management's decision as far as the batting order is concerned. So a lot of questions that both the captain and the coach will have to answer, and this meeting will take place once this duo is back from their World Cup post-World Cup break.
Right. Also, Shobit, this is all the more worrying because remember the kind of performance that India really pulled off, throughout the World Cup, and in the semi-finals, that kind of a defeat is something that's actually been very heartbreaking. India was on the top of the table right before the semi-final clash, and then we saw the kind of performance that really came in. A few people also believe that it was to a certain extent some kind of overconfidence, because the chase against New Zealand wasn't the New Zealand score, in fact the target wasn't all that much, and that could be one of the reasons as well. But do you also think that Captain Virat Kohli's role as a captain is also something that could be questioned? His decisions, of course, would be questioned with this kind of a problem that's really come out within the team.
It remains to be seen whether Virat Kohli's, there will be questions on Virat Kohli's status as India's captain. Virat Kohli is the leader of this team. He has been the leader of this team for a few years now. But yes, Team India did really well in the World Cup in the league stage. India actually topped the league stage. They entered the World Cup as favourites. There was a lot of expectations on the team. But the question over here, Chris Queen, is about the semi-finals especially, because after doing so well, you're right, was it complacency that cost India the semi-final match? That's the big question. But the Committee of Administrators will not go into the complacency issue. They have three very direct questions as far as the team selection is concerned. Now, one thing to note here is that the Committee of Administrators does not decide Team India. There is a selection panel of 5 past cricketers who decides with the captain what the team should be for the World Cup. So the selection panel, along with the team management, that is Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri, had decided the team for the World Cup. They took that team for the World Cup. So, and they played and they lost in the semi-final. What will happen now? A Committee of Administrators is like the BCCI office bearers. They've been appointed by Supreme Court. It's their right to have a review meeting, and so they will hold a review meeting. They will ask on the selection, and it's their right to ask about all these issues as well, because they are the BCCI administrators now as governed by the Supreme Court. So once again, 3 key questions. One, why was Rayudu persisted with right till the World Cup and not taken for the World Cup? Did it cost India that India did not nurture another batsman at number 4? And if Rayudu was the one who was being nurtured for the World Cup, then why wasn't he taken? Second, on MS Dhoni's batting order, as far as the semi-final is concerned, why were lesser experienced players sent up above MS Dhoni as in the batting order when India was in dire straits at 5 for 3? Third, the inclusion of 3 wicket keepers in a World Cup squad. So Committee of Administrators will seek answers. Once again, it is the right and the duty of Committee of Administrators to seek answers from both the captain and coach. It will be a review meeting. The answers will be sought, and a game plan, a roadmap will be finalized for India going forward, especially because the World T20 is also coming up in a few months. So this will be the roadmap that will be decided as far as this meeting is concerned.
Right, Shobit. So quickly to sum it up, Republic TV, of course, has accessed the questions which the Committee of Administrators will in fact ask both Kohli and Coach Shastri. The first one being as to why Rayudu was not taken in the World Cup. Why was he not a part of the team? The second one, of course, the middle batting order, which was a huge concern as far as Team India's performance is concerned. And the third one being the inclusion of 3 wicket keepers in the World Cup squad. My colleague Shobit continues to be with us. He's broken down all of these 3 questions which the Committee of Administrators is likely to ask both Captain Kohli and Coach Shastri. Shobit, coming back to you, what does it look like at this point in time, the options Team India has, the strategy that they could really cling on to in order to not repeat the same mistake in the upcoming World Cup T20?
That's a big question, Chris. We're still awaiting details, but one thing that will be decided in this meeting, one thing that is key, is that what will be the future of Ravi Shastri as India's coach? Will Ravi Shastri be able to continue as India's coach after this meeting? That remains to be seen. Now, Ravi Shastri was given an extension before the World Cup to continue his tenure till the World Cup campaign is over, and it remains to be seen is after India's disastrous performance in the World Cup semi-final, whether Ravi Shastri will be given an extension, or even if Ravi Shastri himself seeks an extension. What will happen right now is that a new process will be formed to identify and appoint a new coach for Team India, someone who can take Indian cricket forward not only till the next World T20 but the World Cup as well, which is in 4 years' time. And for that, this review meeting is essentially important. There are 3 questions that they will ask, and all these 3 questions are very important for both the captain and coach to answer, so that Indian cricket can be taken forward. Ambati Rayudu, remember, Ambati Rayudu has retired from cricket after he was snubbed not once but twice as far as the World Cup selection is concerned. He was not only selected in the initial 15-man squad. In fact, when Team India had an injury, then Rishabh Pant was sent to the World Cup to join the World Cup squad, and then Mayank Agarwal was sent to join the World Cup squad, and Ambati Rayudu was overlooked. So what is the reason? Why groom a player for a few years leading up to the World Cup, play him in the last series in the player, even play him in the last series that you play before the World Cup, and not select that player going into the World Cup, especially given that Ambati Rayudu is a specialist middle order batsman. In fact, Ambati Rayudu has retired as one of the batsmen with the best ODI average in Indian cricket.
Right.
So he is retired. Why Ambati Rayudu? Why 3 keepers? Why Dhoni at number 7 in a big World Cup semi-final? Those are some of the key questions that the Committee of Administrators will ask the captain and coach as a review meeting to finalize the roadmap going forward, not only till the next World T20, but the next World Cup as well.
Right, of course, Shobit, there are in fact multiple whys which are lined up right in front of Team India, and various answers also. In fact, the country is seeking various answers, and we're all hoping that this kind of, a fate is something that India doesn't meet in the upcoming matches in the World Cup T20. But thanks for joining us on this broadcast and sharing all of those details and putting out those 3 questions which now the Committee of Administrators will be asking both Captain Kohli and Coach Shastri.